All right, we're going to dive into character creation. So the first thing we do is we devise our concept, and you're going to want a Wild West character concept, whether it's a rugged gunslinger, a quick-witted gambler, maybe a mysterious preacher. All kinds of characters are welcome. You are going to embrace your Wild West persona and just really let your imagination roam free. Our next step is typically where we would pick a species. However, in Deadlands, as of the recording of this video, the only species allowed are humans. Humans are the main protagonists, so you'll be stepping into the boots of these resilient and diverse individuals. Step 3, we are going to choose our hindrances. You can take as many hindrances as you want, however, you only get 4 points worth of hindrances. So you can pick however many, but you only get 4 benefits out of it. All of the hindrances from Savage Worlds are available in Deadlands, and they've added some new ones. These are going to add some strengths or weaknesses to your character. All right, step 4 is going to be our attributes. So in each one of your attributes, you're going to start with a D4, and then you have 5 points to spend to increase that die type. Raising an attribute by a die costs 1 point up to a maximum of a D12. Additionally, those hindrances that we got earlier, you can spend 2 hindrance points to increase an attribute die by 1 type. So that means going from a D4 to a D6, and then a D6 to a D8, and a D8 to a D10, etc. Step 5. We've got our skills. Our core skills also start at a D4 for each one, but this time we have 12 points that we can use to buy additional skills. Most of the skills from Savage Worlds Adventure Edition carry over into Deadlands, with a couple of exceptions that just don't make sense for the setting. And they've added a new one for the setting called Trade. Now, to up it by 1 die type, it's 1 point per die type, except if you're going above the associated attribute. Then it's going to cost 2. And just like before, you cannot exceed a D12. So if you have a skill that pertains to strength, and your strength is a D6, but you want your skill to be at a D8, you're going to have to spend 2 points for that. Step 6 is going to be our derived stats. This is going to be our pace, our parry, and our toughness. And we're going to talk about toughness in the back half of the video. Your pace is 6. You're a human. It's always 6 unless you have some equipment or an edge that gives you a faster pace. Parry is going to be 2 plus half your fighting skill, and toughness is also going to be 2 plus half your vigor skill. Remember to round down on those calculations. Step 7. Step 6, we talked about edges. Step 7 is where you choose them. As a human, you get a free starting edge as per the Savage Worlds core, and for each 2 hindrance points that you haven't spent, you can gain an additional edge. These special abilities will enhance your character's capabilities. Now we start with gear. Our heroes are going to start with the clothes on their back and an amount of the appropriate currency for the character background. All characters begin with no less than $250, but you can raise it up to $500 for 1 hindrance point if you have any left over. For all of your gear, check pages 25 to 37 of the rulebook for a complete list. Step 9. We're almost there. These are our background details. If you haven't named your character, now's the time to do so. Now is also the time to figure out where they're from, why they're traveling, and what they've done for their whole life. And these details will help add depth and personality to your hero as you roleplay them. Step 10. All right, last step. Here we go. This is where you pick your character's worst nightmare. It can be your personal worst nightmare or just something that you think would be funny. It could be giant spiders, it could be demonic teddy bears, it could be rushing water. Ultimately, what you're going to do is you're going to describe this nightmare, and you're going to let the GM know what it is, and it could, some point, come up in the tale. And there you have it. That is your very own Deadlands character, ready to roam the treacherous Weird West. Remember, this is a realm full of danger and dark mysteries, so stay sharp, be ready for anything.